in the 21st century. Hard-working people working hard for you and me. Moving higher, time and time again. Through the years you'll find us here. Moving higher.
Hello and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast, Tax Moves with Glen Birnbaum. Glen is a CPA with Heinel Banhort in East Peoria, Illinois. And this edition of the Moving Iron Podcast is brought to you by Dawson Tire and Wheel, the premier ag tire and wheel provider in North America, helping people grow. Also, Tractor Zoom, Builder Insights. Glen, how you doing this morning?
Hey, not too bad, Casey. Just a few things happen in the world. So.
Just a little, not much, just a few things happening. Well, the IRS has can't escape the clutches of the coronavirus. So I guess talk about some stuff. I saw a tweet you put out last night, reached out to you, wanted to get you on the show and talk about it. And basically the IRS had said, hey, you know what, we're going to delay a few things, maybe postpone some different things coming down the line here. I guess talk about that a little bit. And I mean, I know it's only been about 12 hours since that came out, but what information can you shed on that?
So, it's Monday, March 16th. It's about 8:10 a.m. Central Time. And the IRS really has not come out officially with anything yet. March 16th is the deadline for our S Corporation clients, our partnership clients. A lot of our entities have to file today. At our office, we've done almost all the extensions already. And in most cases, there's really not a tax to pay on March 16th. You just have to file the extension. And then usually our idea is, we want to get those entities done along with the personal tax returns, and those are due April 15th. So we've, at least at our office, we feel like we've, passed that first deadline, March 16th. But the question is the IRS going to actually extend the April 15th deadline? They have not officially said anything. The tweet you're referring to, Casey, is we got an email from the AAC. Some people got it 2 hours earlier. Some people got it, 3 hours later. But everyone finally got this email, all the members, basically all the CPAs in the country. And it pretty much said that, they've been talking to the Department of Treasury, which is the IRS, or basically the IRS is part of that. And it said that, hey, we're pretty sure, the expectation is the April 15th deadline is going to be waived by as much as 90 days, but nothing official on that. And then, as we've talked about, Casey, when you extend your personal tax return, it's not an extension of time to pay the tax. So you have to make a payment on April 15th, right? Or an estimated payment. Plus you've got to make a first quarter estimate for the 2020 year. So it can be kind of a double whammy. And so what this ASCPA email says is that there's a waiver of penalties and interest going to happen for, quote, most taxpayers. So are we talking about a waiver of penalties and interest, for the balance due? That's probably pretty likely. But what about, do you have to make your first quarter tax estimate for 2020? So we're not sure about that. And then it does say most taxpayers. And so, speculation or I guess more than speculation, when Secretary Mnuchin last week said, they're going to do something, they're going to extend something, and it's going to be, for everybody except for the super rich, I believe was the term he used. So we're not sure what most taxpayers mean, but there may be some sort of income threshold where, if you make too much money in the eyes of the IRS, you would still have to, pay your taxes as per usual. Again, you could extend your return, right? No big deal. We have a lot of our clients at some point. But the real key from an economic standpoint is, do I have to make my payment, to the IRS on April 15th for the balance due on my return? Or what about then my first quarter estimates? So bottom line is still nothing official from the IRS. And CPAs are, trying to go along as normal and making sure they finish up any final extensions for entities. But then we've got a month, to figure out what we do on the individual side.
So if I'm a tax-paying citizen of the United States, what advice would you have for me in this situation? Just continue on as normal and just help, April 15th, or should I start planning otherwise?
Well, I think, one of the things is you've got to, do you know whether you're going to owe or whether you're going to have a refund, right? That's probably the first question, right? If you're expecting a refund, then I'm not sure there's any reason, not to rush through it, but, you're going to want to probably file your return, right? And you're waiting on K-1s and things. But if you did some tax planning in December, as we talked about, right, you say, hey, I'm due a refund, you want to, file so that you would, get some money back. But if you're going to be writing a check on April 15th, right, I definitely would want to wait for guidance. There's no reason to write the check too soon until we get some guidance. And we do expect to get some guidance, I would assume, this week. But yeah, it's challenging times out there, and we're obviously thinking about our clients, and, they've got, whether they're in, the healthcare industry or, restaurants. In Illinois here, all restaurants and bars are closed through the end of the month. They are going to be open for drive-through. But, what's the impact that has on the businesses that are our clients? And so we'll be reaching out to some of them today, just to lend an ear. At least that's in my mind, to see where they're at. In the CPA world, we're feeling okay with ourselves again, because we did kind of get through that March 16th deadline. And so now, the question is just how quickly we want to get through those other returns for the personal.
Yeah, it's crazy out there. My kids are out of school for 2 weeks, and we're looking at Facebook posts where businesses are saying, hey, don't come to us, we'll come to you. And we'll, a lot of places that didn't have delivery of food, carry out, and those kind of things are starting to pop up all over the place. So it's this is a strange situation for a lot of us here that have not been through something like this before, and it's gonna just, I think it's gonna reshape the way we do things. But yeah, so I
think you're right.
There's a lot of craziness going on.
Just even further on, if you haven't got your stuff into your tax preparer, right, there are ways to scan it in, and email it to your person, right, or the firms have drop boxes or whatever, right? So you can get that information in. People can work on your return, remotely, and again, the main concept would be, hey, am I going to owe, or do I have a refund, right? If you don't know, I wouldn't delay. You'll try to get your stuff into your CPA, your tax preparer. Scan it in is probably best. If you're not wanting to get out, and some people have the remote access abilities to still be able to do your work. And again, hopefully, maybe you've got a sense, if you did tax planning in December, about whether you owe or whether you got a refund coming. So, yeah.
Yep, definitely some different things to do there. And the bad thing about all this is that it's not so much that, the virus part of it's bad, but it's the unknown, not knowing how things are going to play out. Like this right here, great example of that. Yeah. What do you do? When do you do it? How do you do it? What's the difference going to be comparatively to what it's been in the past, and all those different things. So it's a lot of stuff in the air right now.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, Glenn, anything else you want to throw out there before we shut it down?
I think that's it. Yeah, we'll keep your listeners updated as soon as we know more. So
absolutely. Well, make sure you guys follow Glen Birnbaum on Twitter. And what's your Twitter handle, Glenn?
It's at Glen Birnbaum.
Right on. And there's also a lot of other good tax professionals that chime in when stuff get posted out there. So make sure you check all that out, because there's a lot of craziness going on in the world right now, and information is good, and the more you have, the better off you are. And there's also a lot of crap out there too that doesn't that's not helping the situation at all as well. So, Glenn, if folks want to reach out to you and get some information on this topic here, or just some other all-around CPA stuff, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, you can call our office at area code 309-694-4251. Or again, look me up on Twitter at Glen Birnbaum is my handle, and be happy to get in contact with you. So
good deal. Well, I'm Casey Seymour with Moving Iron Podcast. Make sure to check out my social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Moving Iron LLC. Also check out the Moving Iron Podcast on the Moving Iron LLC website. Also got the Moving Iron Summit coming up here. Make sure you go out to movingironllc.com for more information about that. And Glenn, it's always a pleasure to have you on here, and best of luck to you. And make sure you drive through one of those bars and get something to go this week while you're up there in Peoria. Okay, buddy?
Thanks, Casey.
All right, so till next time, I'm Casey Seymour with Glen Birnbaum. Let's go move some iron. Out.
Moving iron in the 21st century.